What's up, dog? With USC dominating recruiting for about a week and a half now and getting that much needed number one recruiting class ranking, it got me wondering, what can USC realistically do this upcoming season when it comes to record? Are we destined to have another 6-6 season where I truly start feeling like Lincoln Riley's purposely trying to tank us as a team and as a fan base? Or are good things on the horizon and it is our destiny to return to the top of college football? With me saying that, let's look at our future opponents for the 2025 season. Now, you need to remember, because we're doing so good, I'm looking at everything through rose-tinted glasses. Like I'm on cloud 9 right now. We're finally dominating California the way it should be when it comes to recruiting, especially at the high school level, and we have a respectable front office. Anyways, let's look at who's about to get slapped up by SC this year. Starting off with Missouri State in the Collie. I'm going to be honest with you. If they hang around us like Western Michigan did a couple years ago, season's cooked already. I don't know how to say it any other way. Like, we will be fucked, given the fact that they're literally moving up and we are their first game at this level. And to be truthful, I really expect us to do what Ole Miss did to Furman last year to Missouri State. If it's not 76-0, then I will be disappointed. Nothing against those guys. They should not be on the same field as any Trojan. After that anticlimactic start, especially compared to last year's, we get Georgia Southern and we get to finally welcome Clay Helton back to the Coliseum. If we do not throttle them, I also have questions, but at least it's a little more understandable because I respect Clay. But again, this should be no contest. This should be like 58-0. The lowest I'll go is like 42-7. After Georgia Southern, we move on into Big Ten play. We go to Purdue, and West Lafayette to me isn't very scary, especially that early in the season. I don't want you guys to underestimate, maybe not Purdue. You can underestimate Purdue as a school, but don't underestimate Barry goddamn Odom. What I just seen him do in the city of Las Vegas, make college football relevant. Not only relevant, but got them to a championship level. A borderline playoff team was beyond incredible. It re-energized my love for the city. So I cannot stress enough, if you're gonna beat this team, at least give them an ass whooping like we should. It has to be this year, because in future seasons he will have them as a tough football team. Maybe not the most disciplined, but a hard-hitting team. I still think we should beat them by a couple touchdowns. It just wouldn't surprise me if it ended up being more of a dogfight, because at the end of the day, that is Mr. Odom. Shake his goddamn hand. After we beat Purdue, we'll come back home, play Michigan State. We'll go up against a coach that we're very familiar with. Jonathan Smith, y'all know, I mean, he's cool. He was alright at Oregon State. But I will say, I think his quarterback, Aiden Chili, is hella overrated, man. Like, our defensive line, this is going to be the game our defensive line really eats. And on top of that, it's going to really be our first test to see where we're at defensively, because those first 3 games, we should roll through those offenses. Even with me respecting some of those coaches, it's just, we should have bigger bodies, faster players. But this is the first one where you could see comparable athletes, at least what they call Big Ten tough athletes, and a coach that has made it hard for us before. Pause. I still think we run through this team, though. Maybe it's just me having a superiority complex or something like that, where I just feel like even though Jonathan Smith has beat us before, it felt lucky. It didn't feel like they legitimately were a better team, or that he's always been good enough coach to beat us. And to be honest, I just don't respect Michigan State as a fan base or a football team. I do think it'll be a little closer than I'll feel comfortable with, but that should be a win. Probably like 28-20. On the 27th, we then go up to Champaign, Illinois, and this is going to be a tough one. Brett Bielema is a dog, like an actual dog. Like, he looks like a fucking bulldog right in the face. He's ugly, and his team plays just as nasty. Brett Bielema exudes the confidence of heavyweight James Toney. Like James Toney, I know he can talk shit. We've seen it. South Carolina's still recovering from him. I don't even know, like T-posing on him? I don't know. That was funny, but it was kind of weird. But regardless, his teams are always tough. He's never not going to be able to run the ball. This is where our defensive line is really going to have to come through, because you're going to go against an offensive line that is purely made of fifth-year seniors or just straight-up seniors. There is no young guy on that offensive line. His identity as a coach is to run run the ball, and run the ball some more, but you can't stop it sometimes. This is where the Keyshawn Silvers, the Ja Jarretts, the G-Days of our team really have to make a name, because more than likely you're going to have to just eat up space and take on double teams, free up the linebackers, and allow the defensive ends to just win their one-on-ones. I think we win this game, but it is going to be tough. This might be the toughest game on our schedule. I hope not. I hope we go in there and we beat them by at least 2 touchdowns. I just think it might be a field goal game. Coming off a bye, we actually get a revenge game from last year, a game that I thought we should have won. And I don't really blame any player specifically for any loss. I just think that's a weak thing to do. But let's just say a guy that was on our team completely got destroyed on the last play of the game. That's old news now. I really don't think Michigan's going to be that much better than they were last year. I get they got a shiny new toy in Bryce Underwood, and I do think he will be good. I just have to see it for me to actually believe that he's going to be this program-saving game changer that's going to take them from 7-6 to the college football playoff. I guess you could kind of say that about us, but it's just I feel that we have better coaching at this point on both sides of the ball. I feel like this got to be a Kamari Ramsey game. This is where he's going to make most of his money and go to the league off of. I actually think we probably win this one by a touchdown, maybe even 10 points. They don't have any offensive weapon that really scares any team, I think. This fucking team. Y'all already know what it is, man. No one, even if you're not an SC fan, should ever like this team. They're full of rotten people. They clearly steal money from the church. That's the only reason that they're even okay. And I don't want to hear, no, they don't. No, I don't care. I'm not going to listen. You guys are scumbags. The biggest scumbags. With me saying that Marcus Freeman is a good coach and Lincoln Riley really needs to get his shit together, I might be a little blasphemous right now. They might beat us. I'm messing with you. We're going to beat them by 100. Matter of fact, they're going to stop recording the score at halftime because we're going to be up so big that it's going to break every record. Mayava's going to go to the NFL just off that one game. If you really think about it, who's their quarterback? They're losing guys to the draft. They got poached beyond belief after the championship game. They have no offensive line. Their defense is going to be good. I grant them that. I think Marcus Freeman's side of the ball is always going to be okay. Notre Dame is missing so much from last year. I just don't think that even a Notre Dame fan can say that they're confident about this game. And on top of that, y'all know we took their front office. They could do nothing about it. It'll be close, so maybe a field goal, but we win this game. And we win in front of touchdown Jesus for the first time in years. Coming off that second bye week, being undefeated, going to Lincoln, Nebraska. I can't lie, this is going to be a tough game. I respect Matt Rule. I think Dylan Ravioli's okay. I know it's Raiola. Nebraska fans, don't get too crazy about it. I just think anytime you try to be someone else, like him trying to be Mahomes, you're a cornball. If y'all can't admit it, then you're in denial. I just think that Nebraska's taking the steps in the right direction. They're kind of like we are. And I think that this is going to be a huge game, not only for them, but the Big Ten at this point. This is going to be the night game of the week. At the very least, you know that everybody in Lincoln, Nebraska is going to be at that game because there's nothing to do there. Just like South Bend, Indiana, I just respect their fans a little bit more. So I think this will be their Super Bowl at this point. And I'm not saying it's not a bad game for us either. We need to be up for it. I just feel like there's a little bit of old USC in there. We're going to drop a game. This will be it. This is a game where we shouldn't lose, or at least I don't think we should, that we'll end up losing. I think it'll be close though. After losing to Nebraska, we come back home, play Northwestern. Northwestern to me is worse than Purdue. It's not even worth talking about. We should beat them by 4 or 5 touchdowns. Game over. Done. Matter of fact, I think that this is where you get the young guys playing. I would like to see Longstreet in. Tanook Hines should be playing a lot in this game. This is the game where you're kind of getting them ready just in case you need them. Big dubs. Oh my God, here we go. This is the game that I am looking forward to. Going into the Big Ten, this is the game that I wanted. November 15th, the Iowa Hawkeyes. Oh my God. All you ever heard about from Big Ten fans was, wow, Iowa football, Big Ten tough. If I have to watch them play another game where they don't score a single offensive touchdown and win it, I'm going to tear my eyes out. I can't stand the way they play football. And I'm not a big offensive guy. I like defense. I just hate bad football. And Iowa is a master at playing bad football. I respect them. We got white Jesus because of them. Cooper DeJean did his thing in the Super Bowl. And I am very happy as a Raiders fan. fan that he embarrassed Mahomes. But I hope that we embarrass them so bad. Kirk Ferentz retires at halftime. I hope it's like 35-0, and he knows that we're just going to keep scoring, that he's like, I don't want to go out there again. I'm good. I hate the way they play football. I hate the Big Ten's love affair with their style of football. I expect us to embarrass them so bad that the Big Ten is like, oh man, maybe we shouldn't have allowed the Pac-12 schools in. They are Oregon State without the cool colors. This goddamn team, bro. Can't stand these guys. Ugh. After clapping Iowa's cheeks, we had to go to Eugene, Oregon, and play those progressive, crunchy, look at my recruiting Oregon Ducks. At this point, I think they're a bigger rival than UCLA. There's literally not one day that goes by without USC and Oregon getting at each other on X, IG, YouTube. It doesn't matter. It just, we are always in a constant battle, and it's going to stay like that. Because the one thing that they always do is they like to flaunt their 0 national championships. I've never seen a fan base more concerned with winning imaginary titles than this fan base. They are some of the most ridiculous people to ever exist. They have no clue what they're talking about, but yet they keep talking. Saying all that, we might lose this game. I just think Oregon at this point, athlete for athlete, has more athletes. And it shouldn't happen like that, but with how Lincoln has been recruiting prior years, and with us just losing player after player to the portal, I think we can win this game. I just don't know if we will. I believe that we can. I just think maybe at this point we're going to be a little too banged up, and I don't know how much depth we'll have. I think defensively we'll be pretty good. I also don't know if I trust Maava at this point in the season, so unfortunately we might lose this game. Going into the UCLA game, it almost doesn't even feel fun to beat them up at this point. Deshaun Foster seems like a good guy. He just got a terrible job. I don't know who any coach. I don't know who would want this job. UCLA might as well just be a JC because they don't really compete with anybody. We need them to be better so that way this game matters more and helps our resume. I don't see them being okay. I hope they make a bowl, or I actually hope that they're like 5-6 going into this game and we knock them out again of bowl contention. I think that would be funny. 2 straight years in a row. UCLA is a trash can. I think at 10-2, you're on the outside looking in of the Big Ten championship. And to be honest with you, I think that's perfect, especially nowadays in college football. If the playoff doesn't change, it's more beneficial to miss the championship game just in case you do lose. Then you got to play more games, or at least one more game than everyone else if you get on a run. And that's just how you get players hurt. That's how you end up being not as fresh as you thought you were going to be for the playoffs. But 10-2 does get you in the playoffs. And I think that's a win. Look, I think that should be pretty attainable. 10-2 should be the standard, but I can also see us going anywhere from 8 wins to 11. Anything less than 8, though, I think he should be fired. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. But I think y'all should like the video.